Hello, everybody. Scoot back a little bit here so I can actually see everything. All right, let's see what's going on here. Hello, hi, Mayor. Who else do we have here? Let's play a couple tunes to tune up here. Hello, everybody. Let's see, is our MJ and Mojo here too? I just wanted to see if we had everybody here yet. So this week we are working out of the Gow collection. We're starting on page 12, and then we're just going to work our way through. The last tune that we played was Wadi Lang, and so the next tune that we're going to play is going to be Mrs. Wright of Lattin's Strathspey. So we're going to move forward with that. But we have a who is that who just came in here? I need to figure out how to be able to read that kind of stuff. See who's here and who's not here. It doesn't make sense. Okay, so yeah. Very sad day. Hey, Maureen. Very sad day. Meredith Hopkins, who's on right now, she lost her dad yesterday. He had a stroke on Christmas Eve, and wasn't able to make it through. And so Manny was a great lover of Scottish music, and supported everything Meredith did. Meredith won the Scottish National Championships. What is it, 2 years ago now? Hey, Marine. And so Manny was able to see that that great accomplishment that Meredith had. And so I wanted to dedicate today's live stream to Manny, because he really supported the Scottish music community, and always, was so gracious and very loving man. So we're all very sorry to see him go, and Meredith. I lost my dad when I was about your age too. So it's hard. I understand. Believe me when I say I understand, because I really do. And so I asked Meredith what tunes he liked, and so I'd like to play this one for you guys. So. That's for many. So Mara, if you need to talk to anybody, you know where to find me, okay? So we all love you. So we're going to we're going to be thinking about Manny all throughout this, because this is what this music is about. This is why we do what we do. I think it's to tie us to people, and as long as we remember them and remember the joyous times that we have, they never go away. It's as simple as that. So on page 12, I'd like to start off with Mrs. Wright's of Latin's Strathspey, and I need to make this bigger because I can't see. Let's see here. Does this make things bigger? Show previous. No, that doesn't make things bigger. I want to make this a little bit larger here. No, it's not going to make it bigger. Okay, so this is the tune. It goes like this. It's a good E minor Strathspey, and it's one of those that you could go either way. You could go Highland with it, or you can go northeast like that. Okay, so when you're playing this, kind of figure out what you want to do with it. But it's this tune has got a lot of really good good basic sound to it. I'm going to close this thing. Okay, there we go. Now I can see. Aha! Now it's too big. Pardon me while I'm having issues with my computer. So this first, let's just look at the first two measures. Meredith, any time, we are always here for you. That's the good thing about this community, is that we are always there for each other. So that, yeah, absolutely. Not a problem. So the first two measures of this tune, or just the first, just the first part of it, it really sets up that theme. Da dum ba da da dum ba dum bum bum ba ba da ba da. So if you want to do as like a northeast style, in the second measure there's that D down there, that open D. I kind of, instead of going, I do two D's there. So you can kind of ignore that So just to play the second measure, this is how I kind of envision it as a Northeast style, like that. Okay, but if you want to do what's written actually, and then it comes back to the E to settle out on the E minor. I like the way, this is a Niel Gow tune that he wrote. This one, he wrote this one. And one thing I like about a lot of the Niel Gow tunes is that he establishes a a theme, or like a musical idea, and he comes around to it over and over again, which is nice, which it gives you an anchor to come back. So this idea is sort of the anchor of the tune. So every time that comes around, do something with it, do something to bring it out, which is kind of and that helps the dancers to bring these tunes to life as well. So let's all just play this together, okay? Well, from the beginning, we'll go a little bit slower. Dee dum. Ba da da dum, ba da dum, bum ba da 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 dum. Ready? 1, 2, ready. So that's Mrs. Wright of Lattin's Strathspey. That's a good strong Strathspey. That's a very good strong Strathspey. So I've been compiling a list of my favorite Strathspeys, and I've been wanting to do a YouTube video on my top 10 favorite Strathspeys. And so I went through all of my collections to find out where what my favorite Strathspeys were. And so I came up with a list of about 50. And now I'm trying to cull them down into my top 10 Strathspeys. So it's like choosing your favorite children. It's just not. I'm having a really hard time ranking my favorite Strathspeys, because on one day I like one Strathspey, on another day I like another one better. So this is this is proving to be a difficult task, but needless to say, we are going to I'm going to have that come out. So the next tune on in this Gow collection, it's actually, it starts off on page 12, but then it goes over to the next page 13, and I think it ends, yeah, it takes up all of page 13. It's Duncan Davidson. And you've heard this before. This is one of the tunes that Robert Burns actually used for several of his songs. If you look at, and this is in the key of, that's the first song that leaps to mind is Mary Morrison, the lovely Mary Morrison. So that's one of the, but it's so think of it as a song. It's very nice for, you like these? The magnifying glasses that I'm wearing on my face. So this is Duncan Davidson with variations, though. But that's the tune right there. It ends after the second measure on the second line. It says Fine right there. That's the tune. So let's just look at that song. Okay, so that's your basic melody, and then he goes off. Then I have to scroll. So, I mean, basically what happens is he's going through and he's turning this into, I don't want to say an exercise. I want to say that a lot of these books will sometimes take a piece like this with a relatively simple melody, and then they'll start to play the more complicated sort of violinistic things. And one way to approach it is that when you're playing something like this, choose the variations that you like. You kind of go through and play them. So I mean that one's so that's a lovely variation. So Okay, so I'm not going to go through and play all of these variations, but what I like about these things, it's sort of a nice way to sort of round things out when you're playing it. So if you play the first, the melody, and you want to sort of so instead of doing the repeat of that, you repeat the variation. So it would be something like this. So instead of having to play the repeat every single time, you can grab things from the variations. So that's one way to approach these things. Of course, you could go through and play all of the variations as well. That's another thing to do. Arcangelo Corelli took a very simple old Spanish piece of music called La Folia. So he took that and then created a whole bunch of variations, and that's a very famous La Folia, Corelli's La Folia, as putting all of those variations in, and then playing it as a sort of a concert piece, and that's a very common thing to do in the 18th century, 19th century, and J. Scott Skinner did this with a bunch of tunes. He did this with Talagorum, I believe. He did it with the Deal Among the Tailors. Some other tunes that I can't think off the top of my head, but he put a lot of those variations in just to showcase his abilities to play fancy stuff. So, but let's just play the Duncan Davidson melody. On page 12, the end of page 12, and it's just a lovely melody, and we'll play it to the end of where it says fine, and then we'll play it again. All right. So that's Duncan Davidson. I keep hearing the song Mary Morrison in my head. But there's at least 3 or 4 different Robert Burns songs that are set to this particular melody. Robert Burns did that a lot. I think Robert Burns should be better known for what he did for collecting and preserving Scottish music. He did quite a bit to preserve the music, and what he did was he took actual known fiddle tunes and he put words to them. Probably my favorite that he did that with was he took a tune, Lady Baden Scots Reel, and then he put some words to it. And ever since he put words to it, we don't call that tune Lady Baden Scots Reel anymore. We call it My Love She's But a Lassie Yet, because those are the words. My love she's but a lassie yet, my love she's but a lassie yet. Well, let her stand a year or twa, she no be half sae saucy yet. We rue the day I sought her, oh, rue the day I sought her, oh. Well, that's her needs, they say she's wooed, he may say he's but her, oh. Okay, so ever since he put words to it, the name of the tune changed, and to the name of the melody that the song that he wrote, My Love She's But a Lassie Yet. That's sort of a side note, but this is similar to this Duncan Davidson. So if you ever see another tune called like Mary Morrison, for instance, it's the same song. It's the same song. So let's skip over. Let's skip over all those variation things. And some of those are pretty challenging. Some of them look like they were also written for keyboard. Some of them are very keyboard oriented, especially if you look at the bass lines. They look like they were put together for a keyboard player. That's also very commonly done. There's a collection called the Caledonian Pocket Companion that was published in the 1740s, 60s, I'm sorry, 1760s, and it has a lot of these types of tunes with variations in them like this. So the Earl of Eglinton's Strathspey is on page 14. We're on page 14 now. All right, so we seem to be in the key of E again, which is nothing wrong with that. Okay, so there it is. Earl of Eglinton's Strathspey. This one is by Nathaniel Gow. This is Nathaniel Gow's tune. So this is an interesting tune. If you the structure of it, I particularly like the end, sort of that broken thirds upward scale. So that really has a nice feel to it. So. And he has the updriven bows actually written in here. You can see them. So you do. So after the tie of the B, there, another up bow. So the down, up, 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 down. Okay, so I would put another one there. It's a very simple little ending to that phrase, but it's lovely. It's a it seems very almost pedestrian. I don't know if just kind of, but it completely works for that. I mean, he could have put something much more complicated there, much more complicated, but sometimes simplicity is king, and so that's what I like about that. So let's look at the very first part here. So how do you get all the way from the E here on the D string to the open E? We have a couple choices, okay? So one thing you can do is lift. That's a little bit awkward. So what I like to do is I bar my first finger on the E and the B, and I actually play the D and the E together. So they're a fifth apart, and they sound nice together. A perfect fifth is a very safe interval to play together like that. So okay, so you have all sorts of, and you could do it at the beginning too. You can go. So you get that kind of a sound at the beginning as well. So okay, and the second push that last like that. Okay, and then the second part. Another arrow stroke there. Okay, so let's try playing the whole tune. All right, the whole tune, the Earl of Eglinton's Strathspey by Niel Gow, page 14 of Gow's first collection. So da-dum, a little slower. Right? 1, 2, ready. So there we are. It's a good tune. Yes, Mutti. Thank you. I'm wearing this is what Birgit Little is my mother, and what Birgit Little is referring to is this shirt that I'm wearing is a Gordon Tartan from the northeast of Scotland, which is our clan, the Gordons, up around Aberdeenshire. And this was a birthday, not a birthday present. It was a birthday present, Jesus' birthday present. So I got this for Christmas to replace the other one that I had worn through. I love this shirt. I've had a shirt like this since college. A flannel LL Bean button-down flannel shirt with a Gordon. This isn't just any Gordon tartan. It's the dress Gordon. You can tell it's the dress Gordon because of the white. That's the white, which I think is a great tartan. It looks wonderful on a shirt. I don't like them. I don't like dress Gordons on a kilt. It looks too much like a. It almost looks like a private school girl's skirt to me. A lot of those. I'm just not a fan of a lot of the dress tartans with the white in it. I like the more solid ones. Kim, have you replaced yours several times? I've worn through mine. So yeah, that's great. So I like that tune so much I want to play it again. The Earl of Eglinton's Strathspey. So let's try this one more time. 1, 2, ready. So there it is. Earl of Eglinton's Strathspey. Paint. I think one of mine had turned into a paint shirt as well. Okay, so Colonel Montgomerys Strathspey, and if you look at what it says slow. To play it slow. They're magically delicious. Yeah. Yes. Maureen, I think you got that's yes, absolutely. I think that's true. You know, that's interesting. Kim, when was the last time you changed your strings on that fiddle? I'm just curious because I think if a set of strings gets older, they lose their bounciness, I guess. They lose their what am I trying to say? Their flexibility, I guess. And maybe because they're new, you're feeling the difference between that. I never noticed the bounciness of strings before. That's interesting. 5 months. That doesn't seem like too long between string changes, but yeah. And if you have a different set of strings too, if they're different, you put dominance on there, and if you had something mushier before, I know actual real gut strings are mushy. What I mean, they are not as springy, I guess. And so I'm not the biggest fan of natural gut strings. I would rather have things like dominants. I think they're more responsive. They have the warmth of a gut string, but gut strings have a lot of issues, in my opinion. They just don't. I'm not. So let's look at Colonel Montgomery's Strathspey. And I need to make this bigger again because I'm having trouble seeing. There we go. I don't like the dominant E strings. I don't think dominant makes a good E string. So usually what I do is I have the G, D, and A as the dominant, and I usually buy a separate E string. You can actually from Shar Music, they sell mixed strings. You can actually get a set of dominants with a different E string. My favorite E string is the Gold Tone Pirastro. I like the Gold Tone Pirastro E strings. They're just really, they sound great. And they, yeah. The Pirazzis, I was talking to Kim earlier, and Hilary Hahn used to use a mix of Hilary Hahn used to play dominants for G, D, and A, and she used a gold tone Pirastro for the E. But now Hilary has switched over completely to all Ava Pirazzis. She's made that switch. So it's interesting. Rachel Barton Pine uses the what did I say? The Vision. She uses Vision titanium solos for everything, for G, D, and A, but she also uses the gold tone on the E. So a lot of people I know actually do it that way. They mix the strings. So it's, and right now I've got a set of $20 Diodario Ascentes on here, and I don't mind them actually. I like when I first put the G on there, it was really brash and metallic sounding, but it's warmed up. I like that. Hilary does not fiddle. She does not fiddle. But Rachel does. So, Rachel does fiddle. And the instrument that she puts it on is probably more valuable than Hilary's Stradivarius that she plays. So, because there's more Strads out there than Corneries. Yeah. Anyway, that's. So let's play this Colonel Montgomery's Strathspey. my new strings, this sounds noticeable on the live feed and louder and richer. You know, they also perform better outdoors. I've noticed these Ascentes. I've been playing outside in Colonial Williamsburg at the Merchant Square area, and people say that they can hear it all the way down by the skating rink, which is a block away. So they carry really well. So I'm impressed. I think the reason the guy in the music store handed them to me is because it was the only set of synthetic strings that he had, but he wanted me to try them out, and so I was like, sure, I'll try them out. And I mean, they're $20, and that's how much a single string can cost. I don't, but they don't sound loud though. They don't like, they're not uncomfortably loud sounding. They just carry really well. The sound just kind of cuts through. So I'm like, I'm liking them. And it's, yes. And Mayor likes the fact that they're vegetarian strings too. So this tune is interesting. This has some similarities to Duncan Davidson. It's a similar type of tune, and I think approaching it that way is a good idea. And play the ornaments that are in there. The ornaments are quite nice. I like the I don't do a trill there though. That's weird. Just do like a half trill. Like a tap. And take your time with this tune. This it says slow, and I think it needs to be played slowly. So that pull off there. And don't play a trill there, just do like a half trill. Okay, so when you see something like this, you get the two dots over the notes, which you would normally play like spiccato or something like that, or whatever. I think what they're saying is that they just want you to play them separately. You don't have to play them with the spiccato. Just the fact that you're playing them with separate bows is going to give you the right feel. Instead of stuff like that. Okay. Okay, so let's try this one. 1, 2, ready, and... good too. But yeah, I think playing it slowly is better. So, the fir tree, a strathspey. The fir tree, a strathspey. So, I think we might have played this before. Okay, so the fir tree. Not too slow. It's got some nice features to it. The B section has a nice burl there. Da-da-dam, ba-da-lam. Yes, there actually is a C natural there. I like to slur the last four 16th notes. Okay. Making sure that you're holding the very first note. Like that. Okay, so let's try this one together. 1, 2, ready. the fir tree. That has a good, solid, strathspey feel. Remember, when you're playing burls, like the first two notes really need to be really scrubby. So you really get into the string. So you get that. You need to have that grit. The grit is very important in a burl. So otherwise, it just doesn't sound right. Okay, that's not tight enough. It needs to be tighter than that. So you really need to grit into it. So you, instead of going like that, it should be more. Okay, so just remember that you really need to bear into it. It works best in the middle of the bow. If you're too close to the frog, it doesn't work. You can't get the grit at the tip either. So it needs to be right there in the middle. If you can't do that, you can play it as just a quarter note. And you can do some sort of an ornament on top of it. You can do a tap. That one doesn't work as well because it's a fourth finger. I would do a tap there. I'm just throwing the finger on. Just like that. So that works too. Okay, next tune. Mr. Menzies of Kildare's Reel. A reel. Mr. Menzies. Scratchy burls. Yeah, you gotta do scratchy burls. Interesting. Is that the same tune just turned into a reel? They sound really similar. They're not the same tune, but they're similar tunes. So maybe Strathspey reel. Today, dum ba di da. Yeah, let's try this one. Interesting. Try some crossbowings. Don't do everything separate. this one's a little bit twistier. Yes, I agree, Kim. That this tune is a bit twisty. It's really, really important though that you get that C natural in there. So don't, if you're gonna skip a note, don't skip that one, because you know, if you do two, if you go two, if you slur two notes together, that's actually not a bad bowing. I kind of like the 1 down and 3 up. I kind of like that personally better, but actually the 2 down, 2 up, 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 down, down, yeah, that works. That actually works pretty well. I think I would support that activity. Okay, and then now at the beginning of the B, one down and 3 up. Okay, what I'm doing in the B section, I'm doing as written, and then I slur the next 2 up, and then the next 3 are separate. So okay, so. And then I go back to the 1 down, 3 up business. But I mean, whatever works for you. But I'm just telling you what I'm doing to this. So let's try this one together. A little slower. 1, 2, ready. that's once you get the tune in under your fingers, though, it's actually pretty approachable. It's a good solid reel. I like it. So, Miss Margaret Graham of Inchbracky's Strathspey. This is a really good G minor tune. It's Margaret Graham of Inchbracky's Strathspey. Yeah, and Major Graham. Major Graham is the person who they named, who Niel Gow named the tune after that Robert Burns turned into My Love Is Like a Red, Red Rose. So... that's Major Graham of Inchbracky, and this must be either his wife. This is probably his daughter. It says Miss Margaret Graham of Inchbracky, Strathspey. I wonder if they play this in G minor in Cape Breton. Sometimes they change the keys around. I really like it in G minor, though, because you can just keep that G. What I'm doing, I'm playing with my third finger on the G and the D, right there. And if you play that, and you can get this really open. You can get this sort of ringy character to your fiddle. Yeah. This one really is effective if you do the up-driven bow. So. Well, well, that's very nice of you. That's very, very kind. So I don't know if you noticed it, but I was playing the first part of the tune very strong and kind of percussively, and then I played the second part smoother. So if you play the whole thing percussively, I think it just is too much. So giving the listener a little bit of a break, I think really helps. So I mean, it's smoother. Yeah. So let's try this one more time. A little bit slower. Dee-dum, bee-da-da-dum, bum. 1, 2, 3. Great tune. And this is going to be the this jig at the bottom of the page here is going to be the last tune we do this week. But this is one of my favorite jigs, and it's a 9/8. This jig is just amazing, and it's really powerful. It's a really powerful tune. I think you'll like it. This particular one. I've been playing this tune for years, and it's just you'll see why I like it. So there's the Marquis of Tullybarton's jig, and yes, it would be, if it's for Irish, it would be called a slip jig. Slip jigs are 9/8 jigs. The Scots don't call them slip jigs. They just call them 9/8 jigs. We don't have a special name for them. So yeah, this has a really neat dum ba two. It has an overriding feel of 3. 1, 2. Dum bum ba da dee da dee dum bum da dee da dee da dee dum dum da dee dee da dee dum ba dee dum ba dum ba. 1, 2, 3 dum bum ba dee dee. 1, 2, 3. So if you kind of think of it as a slow 3, it's like 1, 2, 3. Bum bum ba dee dee dee. Instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I like to conceptualize them more as a slow 3 with triplets, if that makes sense. So you got this sort of... I've never thought of it that way, Kim. I've never thought of doing a waltz to a 9/8 jig. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it would work. Wow, what a cool... That's a neat concept. I like that. I had never thought of it that way. That is, yeah. So there's a couple things that really make this work. So you've got that jig feel. And then those little runs. When you're going, don't try to make those notes in time. The 2/16 notes followed by the dotted 8th note. Just basically roll up to it as fast as you can. And then just roll down to the open G. So I'm really just trying to get to the upper note. Instead of trying to be in time, it is... It kind of wrecks the whole feel of the tune. So let's do this a little bit slower, but even playing it slowly, those rolls up are going to be as fast as you can, if that makes sense. Okay, so let's try this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Marquis of Tullybarden's Jig. I think that gives us a good bunch of tunes. That's a good one to stop on. And remember to keep Meredith and her family in your prayers as they go through this difficult time. And it doesn't, the hurt doesn't go away, but the memories are what you gotta hang on to. Again, I'd like to make sure that everybody keeps Meredith Hopkins and her family in their prayers. I think next week, stay tuned. I'm not sure if I'm going to be going back to Saturdays quite yet. I might do one more Sunday and then go back to Saturdays. But it's good to see everybody. Thanks for coming on, and take good care, and enjoy yourselves. Try these tunes out again. There's some really good tunes in this collection. And if you have any questions about any of these tunes, just let me know. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.